be all on my own. Radiation, radiation got me way down to the bone. Radiation, radiation got me way down to the bone. Way down to the marrow with my bone. Now I'm nuclear wasted from a microwave and my TV down to next door's 5G mobile telephone. I'm feeling so disconnected, just like I'm losing my spark. I tell you people, I'm feeling so disconnected, just like I'm losing my spark. My doctor said, Chris, it's just a nuclear reaction. Pretty soon you're gonna glow in the dark. Well, there's gonna come a time, ain't nobody gonna care. There's gonna come a time, ain't nobody gonna care. How do you like your planet? How do you like your planet in the middle of fucking COVID? How about medium rare? Thank these wonderful gentlemen here while I just change guitars. Political correctness is a terrible thing because you kind of can't laugh at the things you could laugh at before. My mother's 91. My father died many years ago. They grew up through the war, and they knew how to laugh in the face of adversity. My dad was from Scotland. My mother was from Northumberland, and you know, you kind of can't do that now, which is a bit of a pity. And it had something to do with the next song I was going to play, but oh, that's right. The next song is "Weeping Spell." So there was a time when, you know, men had to have a step up a thingy. Some of them thought it was a lip. So men weren't supposed to cry and all that shit, you know. So I wrote a song called "Weeping Spell" about what happens when you do. Little blues. It's kind of based on the... with the vocal line follows... So it's kind of like Blind Willie Johnson, a real old-time idea. And good ideas can be recycled. I took all my trouble and I put them on a high shelf. This is a real blues. I took all my trouble and I put them on a high shelf. I sat down in the corner and I had myself a weeping spell. I called my friend, not a living soul was at home. Tonight I'm gonna have tears all in my eyes. I'm gonna get myself a bulldog and put him at the feet of my bed, or a dachshund called Penny. I'm gonna get myself a bulldog and put him at the feet of my bed. When the morning come around, all my trouble gonna be dead. The next song we're going to do is a little song called Restaurant Boogie, and I've got a couple of tunes about food. There'll be another one in the next set, but this Restaurant Boogie, I wrote it in 1984. I've never recorded it before. It'll be on our next album, and it's all about the joys of food. So it's basically a menu in the key of C, and it goes a bit like this. Restaurant Boogie. I gotta get some food. I gotta exercise my mouth. I gotta chew, chew, chew. I wanna eat the whole menu, page by page. I wanna try every dish. I wanna rage, rage, rage. Only one thing I ever want to do, and that's chew, 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 chew. And that's chew, 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 chew. I want turkey and chicken. I want chili in a bowl. I want rainbow trout. Woo. I want a garlic bread roll. I want deep fried prawns. I want salad too, all marinated strongly in some kind of wasabi goo. Only one thing I ever want to do, and I chew, 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 chew. And that's chew, 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 chew. Now let's talk about a curry and think about the spice. Ginger, garlic, chili, and pepper for a bite. Caffeine, lime leaves, and some fennel too. Coconut milk and lemon, and coriander, if you think it'll do. Only one thing I ever want to do, and that chew, 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 chew. And that chew, 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 chew. bring me some wine. Don't you wait till later, I might run out of time. I want you to fill my glass with gin till it's running down the side. You see that pie and that chocolate mud cake over there? Well, I want myself another slice. Only one thing I ever want to do, and that's choo, 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 choo. And that choo, 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 choo. And that choo, 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 choo. I do a tune we've been playing for many years now. It's a thing called African Marketplace. And it's by the great Abdullah Ibrahim, Dollar Brand. A huge influence on my life. I first heard him in 1975, 76. Via a guy called Dave Kelly, who was a keyboard player from Canberra. And I got to play some stuff with another great musician called Nick Lyons, who I hadn't seen for many, many, many years. And I went over to Bill Putt's funeral, Bill Putt from the bass player from Spectrum, and I sort of caught up with Nick Lyons there. He used to drive around in a combi with a pink-coloured sort of dome light on the top. He used to play sitar and violin and viola. He was a phenomenal musician, and he didn't only teach me about playing music, he taught me about how you think about it. And then Dave Kelly came along and said, you've got to listen to this guy, Abdullah Ibrahim. And I listened to a tune called Children of Africa. And that led on to a lifelong passion for Ibrahim's music. And this tune, African Marketplace, we've been playing for many years. And I dig it like a ditch. We're actually going to do, the next time we have a rehearsal and get some new tunes out, we're going to do a kind of Soweto Afrikaans version of the old Crystal's hit, the Do Ron Ron, which I remember hearing when I was a kid. And we're going to do an African version of that, but they don't know that yet. I'm sort of working it out at home, and you know, with me things happen slowly, I tell you. Okay, African Marketplace. The first bit of this tune is a tune called Chromat, and then we go into African Marketplace. Put them together again for these wonderful musicians while I change my guitar. Okay, this next tune's called Feelings. How many bloody songs have they written? They called them Feelings because they couldn't think of another title, or perhaps that's what they meant in the first place. Who knows? But this particular tune of mine, Feelings, trying to tune with the chorus pedal on is like trying to make love with a condom on. It's not quite the same. Yeah, I wrote this tune back in about 1976, 1977. And I was married at the time, and I had one of those days where, you know, we all have, where stuff was going a bit kind of weird. And so I had a bit of a disagreement with my wife at the time, and we were great friends. We loved each other dearly. And I suddenly realised that I was being a dickhead. So I went out for a walk, and because my parents brought me up properly and I actually had a Jiminy Cricket, I had a conscience, I started thinking about this. And the end result was this song. There's a lot of me that you never see. I got feelings deep inside. I just try to live my life somewhere in between. My fortune and my pride. Sometimes when I go to sleep at night, I get funny visions somewhere just behind my eyes. And there's a whole lot of love left inside of me. I want to give a slice to you. So if you got a broken love affair, and you find your feelings bruised, why don't you let some of my music in? I wanna try and get away your blues. Sometimes, when you feel so bad, you're screaming and crying. Don't forget every gray cloud really got a silver lining. And there's a whole lot of love still left inside of me. I want to give it all to you. Sometimes when I feel I want to give it all away, and close the last page in my book. Somewhere deep inside me, that same old voice begins to say, yes it does, it says, come on Chris, have yourself another look, because you're always gonna find somebody got it worse than you. Don't matter how much you ever think you got the blues. And I wish that I could help somebody else so much more than I am. So much more than I ever seem to do. We do a little instrumental now. It's the last track on the CD. We started off with a swing tune. I guess Ronald Ryan knew all about swing tunes, but my father he played jazz drums before I was born. And when I was born, I maybe got to hear him about twice a year because he kind of figured when you had a family and kids, you couldn't go playing music anymore. But swing, I heard swing before shuffles. Bing Crosby and all that, and swing shit, you know, and it was great because swing has heavy on the cymbals, you know. Anyway, we start the album off with a swing tune in the key of G. And we end it off with a shuffle in the key of C, but it's a very special shuffle. It's kind of a double-handed shuffle, which the drummer in Def Leppard would probably find a bit difficult to play. And Trapper digs it like a ditch because he loves Michael's double bass playing. Is just put your hands together for Michael. You don't get to hear a double bass played kind of like this every day in your life. We've got to get him to start using a bow as well. That'll be fantastic, you know. Put a bow up there and a bow down there. So this is a tune. I love initials of things. You know, the old ships were HMS, and the first album we did together. And we did a tune called THC, and somebody on a radio station said, what does THC stand for? I said, I thought it would have been obvious, Transcendental Hallucinogenic Composition. What else could it have stood for? So on this one, didn't want to break tradition, so we ended up with a track called PMT. Of course, PMT stands for Permanent Musical Transition. You all probably know that already. So here we are. We're going to give you a little slice of PMT. we're here. Do another one. Michael Winter, he interprets. Do another one. This next tune is called Giving Up the Church. I have no wish or intention to offend any people who are very staunch Christian people. I think there's a bit of that in all of us, caring for each other. Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, they're all good examples of love for our fellow human beings. So I mean no ill intent with this tune. It's simply an observation. The catalyst of the tune, the last line of the tune is of, people are giving up the church and getting their spirit right on back to God. And I actually first heard that from the great Lenny Bruce. Lenny Bruce, of course, flew to Sydney, got off the plane, and he was so controversial at the time he didn't get to do his gig. They put him back on the plane and flew him back to America. But I kind of figured that I should write a song about this rather touchy subject. And I also figured that it's good food for thought, because, one of the great ideals of all that kind of stuff is we've got to love each other and we've got to care about each other. And now we're living on planet COVID, and with all the things that are going on, you can't be too paranoid about shit. You've got to look after your fellow human being. So this is hymn number 42, Giving Up the Church. Look at the preacher. What is he saying? Y'all hear in the house of the Lord. Before you reach your knees and start to pray, check it out, make sure you're sure. Everybody gonna love each other. Everybody gonna lend a hand. And think about the way that you are living. See, you got yourself a plan. Now think about your life, you poor sinners. The way you treat each other every day. You gotta have a bit of guilt to be a winner. Get down on your knees and start to pray. Collection. Now think about it. Check on the amount. Invest. It's for your resurrection. Put money in your heavenly bank account. I said, Lord, have mercy for the non-believers and their heathen ways. If they don't go to church, how will they ever get to heaven? They're going to be counting all of their days. Nobody's going to make you guilty. And the good Lord, He won't let you live in fear. If you can find a way to love thy neighbor, well, the answer to the rest is pretty clear. Now, don't judge your brother by his color, the way he speaks and the clothes he wants to wear, the way he looks, the color of his money. Love him if he has a mind to care. I remember hearing an interview once, and the interview included Germaine Greer, the great sort of went from being revolutionary to a matriarch looking like she had a spinning wheel and was doing her knitting. But she was in America at this particular time, and she went to Tulsa, and this woman come up to her and said, honey, if you're looking for the Bible belt, this is the buckle. Now don't let them bend you, lowly sinner, and don't let them treat you like a dog. Give up on the church if it don't feel right no more, and get your spirit right on back to God. Don't let them bend you, lowly sinner. Yeah, don't let them treat you like a dog. Give up on the church if it don't feel right no more, and get your spirit right on back to God. We've got one more tune to do for this set, and we'll have a little break. And normally I do gigs, and I say, if you want to buy a CD, we don't have any. This time we do have some. So we're doing one more tune, and we'll take a break. And if you want to come and buy them, feel free to do so. I'm quite happy to sign them. Some of them in English. How you folks doing? You feeling good? You know, I mean, normally you can get up and dance and do all that kind of shit. And I know you're dancing in your heads. When it comes to dancing, I'm far better at dancing than in my head than on a dance floor. You know, if I get up and try and dance with a girl, I got 2 left feet. I'm absolutely useless. So you can kind of do that. I mean, we're just lucky to be here, aren't we? We really are. And again, I thanked you at the start of the set, and I thank you again because you know we're lucky to have this, and it's an absolute pleasure to play for you. I've been playing music since I was full time since I was 15, and I'm nearly 68. So that's a lot of years of gigs, and I never take it for granted because it's always an absolutely. You're lucky you can do it. And if you're doing it like this with great friends, you do it with all sorts of people. Some people are very close to, some people you just go and you do the gig and you're at the workplace. These gentlemen in this band here, and I don't use the word loosely, they really are. They've got a great sense of humour. They've got a great sense of emotional content with their music. They're all people that put themselves 100% into their music, and they have done ever since I've known them. Not everybody does that. These guys do. What you're getting here is years and years and years of experience. Please, thank you. I'll try and play it properly. Take a little break, and I'm busting for a leak. I'm going to nip off and go and have a leak and come back, and you can buy some CDs. Thank these wonderful musicians, please.
Wasn't born in a rich house, nothing nice had ever went astray. Rubber spoon in my mouth, melting down whenever I had some